I guess, what is your criteria anyway, Lindsay, for picking out the Musician of the Month, which I believe we're on month 6 now or 5, right?
Yeah. We've been doing it since, I believe, July was our first one,
Okay.
July 2016, so we're pretty excited.
So what's the criteria? I mean,
So Musician of the Month is one of the things that I don't really take lightly at the school. You have to be an active participant in the school, meaning you need to be taking lessons. You need to be recommended by your teacher saying that you have been practicing regularly and that you're also active typically in your school music program. So usually you're involved in some sort of band or chorus or ensemble outside of the National Community Music School. And often these students are also working towards some sort of competition or audition program. The next big one for high school students that's coming up is the All-State Music Festivals run by the New Hampshire Music Educators Association. So that's where...
so it's grueling.
It is a little bit.
Okay.
These students work really hard. And the opportunity to get to, be here and to play live on the radio is so unique and so amazing. I know that when I was a kid, I would have absolutely gotten crazy if I knew I could do something like this. So ever since we've had this opportunity, thanks to you, George, I've been really excited to be able to celebrate the talents and the hard work of our students in this way.
Wonderful. Okay, so the young lady that we have in the studio this morning, her name is Lauren Balukonis. She is 15 years old. She's in 10th grade at the Alverin High School in Hudson. Let me put your microphone on. Good morning, young lady.
Morning.
Is this early for you?
Yeah.
Did you get to take time out of school to be here?
Yeah.
Good for you. Mm-hmm. All right, that's why I do.
Well, then if you go in late, you're going to be like, I'm sorry I was on the radio.
Yeah.
So.
Do you listen to the radio?
Sometimes in the morning. Not.
Do you know that there's an FM and AM dial on the radio at your age?
Yeah.
Right? You do? Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere, folks.
There we go.
For those of you who thought that AM radio was dead, this young lady's 15 years old and says, yes, she's aware of it. That is an amazing... I'm still here. We'll still be here. That's great. Now, how long have you been, playing music?
I've been doing music since I've been in first grade. I played piano for 8 years and started flute 4 years ago.
You're only 15.
Yeah.
15 years old.
Yeah, they start early. Some of our youngest students at the National Community Music School are only 3 years old.
Wow.
So they start early.
Have you ever been to the symphony?
Yes, I think I have a few times, yeah.
I got a couple of tickets for you to go to the symphony. For you and a special friend for being on the show here this morning. You get a better prize than a balloon.
Oh, that's so nice,
But you'll still get the
George.
balloon.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you a couple tickets to the symphony.
For this upcoming Symphony New Hampshire concert on November 5th.
Why doesn't she do the show? You should just do the show. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, it's at
you
8
make me
o'clock.
look like I don't know what I'm doing. I've only been doing this for quite a decade.
It's at 8 o'clock at Keefe Auditorium at Elm Street, yeah? It's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. So they're playing the Four Seasons. Antonio Vivaldi's The Four Seasons.
Do you know who that is?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Do you know? Can you play any of the Four Seasons?
No.
Okay. I'm sure you. But what the listening audience needs to realize, this young lady is proficient in reading music. So if I threw it in front of her, she could bang it out. Well, anyway, we're going to give you the main floor right J10 seats, so you're going to get those for your.
Oh,
you
that's so nice of you, George.
Thank
A
you.
friend that can go to that. Was the piano your choice, or did your parents make you play the piano?
My sister started playing before me, so I kind of wanted to do it, because she did it.
How old's your sister?
My sister is 18.
Does she still play anything?
She plays trombone.
Oh, trombone. Okay. Because the only reason why I'm asking, well, you're only 15, because my parents got me involved in music when I was young, too, but I couldn't stand the instruments that they made me play. Do you know anybody that plays the accordion?
They made you play the accordion?
Yeah. How do you think I felt at 9, 10 years old as a kid, a boy, and the friends are coming, and I'm on the porch playing the accordion. That lasted about a month.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
I said, Mom, what are you doing to me, Mom? Then I found out that my uncle played the drums, and we were off to the races.
Ah, there you go.
All right, so your instrument of proficiency this morning is what? What is that in your hand?
It's the flute.
It's the flute. Are you as good on the flute as you are on the piano?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, very good. All right. Well, you've got some selections of music that you've chosen to play this morning. Want to give us a little background on what it is?
That's right. Yeah. Well, you get set up. I'll talk about it. Okay. So Lauren's going to get up right now because when you play flute, it's better to stand when you play, so
Okay.
your air moves a little bit
Duffy
more
can
easily.
help you if you need help.
So the first piece that she's going to play, it's an etude. So that what that means, it's kind of like a little mini song. It's like a practice mini song by the Rubank Company, their advanced method book. So this is etude number 14
Now, wait a
by
minute a
Rubank.
second. Don't get her jamming yet. Don't she have to do any of those warm-ups that we hear?
Oh, she warmed up already.
I
She's
didn't
good
even
to
hear
go.
it. I thought that was Duffy.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay, so you're going to play. That's a beautiful instrument. Well, if you just give me a second here, I want to turn my cam on so that people can watch you. How do you like that? Let me just get this fired up real quick here. www.WSMN1590.com. Let me get this up. Allow that. Start this broadcast. Ooh, look at you. There she is. Well, you can't see it because the music stands in the way, but nonetheless, click on the live studio cam. If you're listening this morning, you can actually watch this young lady perform on the flute inside the box. So you're ready to go whenever you want.
Very good.
Can you hit me that last note again, please? One more time. That's good.
That's pretty hard to do at 7:20 in the morning.
Oh, yeah. Do you ever make a mistake? Come,
Yeah.
talk down onto that microphone there. Bend down into that microphone.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, you're very good at that, though.
Thank you.
Ah. Now, does your sister play along with you sometimes with the trombone?
No, not really.
Do you like to play with an accompaniment with you? I know that when you're practicing, it's solo all the time, but does it make you feel better for you when you're playing? You have other people playing with you?
Sometimes it does, depending on what I'm doing. Like, if it's a concert piece that I'm doing in band, it's easier to do it with an accompaniment, but if it's solo, it doesn't really matter.
All right, 15-year-old Lauren Balukonis is in the studio. She is a Nashua Community Music School's Musician of the Month. She's 15 years old and in the 10th grade at Alvern High School, Hudson, New Hampshire. You know, you could have brought a piano in this morning if you wanted to.
You know, I've been trying to figure out how to do that because I can't tell you how many piano students are like, when can I be on the radio? I'm like, until I can figure out how to get a piano into the studio.
Well, don't you guys have
I'm thinking about it.
touch-sensitive electronic one that sounds like a piano?
Yes, it's just a matter of getting it here, but I've got to figure that out.
Duffy, look at the size of Duffy.
Yeah. It's a pretty. Those are pretty big instruments, but I'm working on it. I'm thinking about it.
They make small 88-key portable units, you know.
They do. An 88-key unit, although, is still not terribly small, but it's definitely a possibility. It's where
Sorry to you piano players.
I'm
though.
working on it.
That's the only reason why you haven't been in the Musician of the Month.
I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I just have to rack my brain a little bit more.
Okay, no problem. Well, maybe we can go do the show over there sometime at the music school. That's
That's an open
Put that
invitation,
on
George.
there.
Don't tempt me like that.
Get in line.
Yeah.
Because, we have to. We trained Charlie on the board, but she didn't know that I was training her to do the board so that I could go places, and she just said, "No, I'm not doing it." Yeah, we were supposed to go together. That's not while I was being trained. So we have to get a new board out now.
Oh, gee.
All right. So you have another. What now? On your own time, do you play that flute to music that you listen to?
No, not really. It's more just practicing pieces and things in the pieces I'm having trouble
And you
with.
get creative sometimes by adding the flute to music that you've already listened to. You can do that, you know. You ever try that?
No, not really.
Who is it that you do listen to when you listen to music, Lauren?
I listen to just mostly pop artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
No, not really.
You listen to the same stuff she does, I think.
Well, you gotta listen to all sorts of different things. It makes you a well-rounded musician. So you can be playing classical music, but listening to rap or hip hop.
What
That's
do you
totally cool.
aspire to do in the future, Lauren?
I'm looking to be an engineer.
Well, what's going to happen to the flute?
I mean, I'm still gonna play it, but yeah,
You just want to be an engineer.
yeah.
I mean,
I know you'll be able to do that. That's no doubt in my mind.
music and math go together
Yeah.
very, very well.
That's
and
why I was never good.
A lot of engineers are actually musicians on the inside, and they often play, in their local ensembles,
Wow.
community, things like that.
So you have a school in mind you want to go to?
No, not yet.
No, well, you're 15, so you really don't have to worry about that. But that's pretty good. You're going to do that. I'm sure that you'll be able to do that. So, no worries there. Would you like to play another piece for us this morning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so while she gets set up, so she's going to play another etude from the Rubank Advanced Method book. She's going to play number 22.
Well, what is that anyway?
So that's, like I said before, an etude is like a little mini song. It's like a little practice song. It has a nice melody, but it also teaches technique and fundamental skill without just doing scales. Because
Okay.
sometimes scales, although they're very important, music teachers around the world, scales are very important. Sometimes having something that has a little bit more of a melody is more interesting to the student
Yeah, I
and
would
inspiring.
think so. That's new. That stuff was never done when we were kids. It was the same stuff over and over again until it came out of your ears. Your parents would walk around with headphones. All right? Now, at least they do it like that. Okay, Lauren Balukonis, 15 years old, 10th grade at Alvern High School. She's the Musician of the Month for the National Community Music School. Comes in the last Friday of the month. Hit it! Ooh, beautiful. Oh, man,
Nice
that's off the
job.
chart. Oh, boy, I don't know how you do that stuff, especially so early in the morning. How often do you practice, Lauren? How much time do you put into practicing?
I try and practice a few times a week. Usually for my studies during the school day, I can go down to the band room and I can practice in there, so I usually do that.
Do your parents play any instruments?
No,
No. They don't play any instruments.
no.
Lovers of music, I hope, though, at this point.
So was it your interest to get involved in music when you were younger, or did they introduce it to you?
It was kind of my own choice to actually get into it, but
Yeah.
I kind of followed my sister who started
Yeah.
piano.
Now, do you play in the school band?
Yeah.
Okay, so will they be in the parade here on Veterans Day?
I'm not sure if they'll
Alvern?
be in the. I don't think we do this parade.
So you practice all this stuff for the National Community School. You practice for the band, and you practice for yourself. When do you have time for anything else? I mean,
I mean, I usually have time after school to do things like, usually, like there's a football game tonight for Alvern High School, and I'm doing that because we march in it.
Oh, yeah, you're going to be in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many flutes do you own?
I own this one, and I own my starter flute.
Okay. Well, that's great. Do you have any other instruments you'd like to play? You could play anything, you know. She really could. Any stringed instruments do you have the desire to play?
No.
What about this African drum drop-in? You want to go do that on the November 3rd?
Well, everybody's got their thing, right?
So you might be maybe you can even play in a symphony when you get older, if you'd
Yeah,
like.
maybe.
You know, on the side of going to school to be an engineer. I mean, that'd be a nice outlet for you. Mm-hmm. You right?
Well, Lauren, you're auditioning for the New Hampshire All-State competition, right?
Yeah.
So are you auditioning for band or for orchestra?
Orchestra.
For orchestra.
No, I think band.
Or for band.
Yeah.
What is that?
So what that is essentially all of the high school students in the state of New Hampshire, they audition to take part in this like one monster band of all of the top musicians in the state. And that happens in Concord in April. So I think
What's that band called?
That's the New Hampshire All-State Music Festival.
Oh, my.
Symphonic band.
Do they play anywhere?
Well, they play a big concert in Concord in April.
Oh,
so students,
but they don't tour around.
They don't tour around, but it's like a big weekend where they get to kind of do like a convention. Like they get there for 3 days and they stay overnight, and all they do is practice. And they do that with the band, they do that with an orchestra, and they do that with a full chorus.
But you have to audition to get into this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you're doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this last excerpt that you have, is that part of the audition package, or is that something different?
Let's take a look at our notes here.
All of the ones that I've been playing are part of the audition.
Oh, perfect. So this is really awesome practice, because now, before she's playing for the adjudicators, for the judges, she's playing these pieces, which a lot of them are what all of the students around the state are having to learn right now.
Did you tell any of your friends you were going to be on the radio this morning?
Yeah, I told a few of them.
Do you think they're listening?
I have no idea. They're probably in classes right now.
Okay, well, you could have said hello to them or anything. Any other family members might be listening online or anything?
Yeah, I think my aunt might be.
Do you want to say hi to her? It's still cool, you know. It's still cool to hear your name on the radio. What's your aunt's name?
Amy.
Good morning, Aunt Amy. All right, Lauren Balukonis in the studio. You going to play something else for us?
Yeah.
Are you going to play any, like, Jethro Tull, Aqualung, or Locomotive Breath or anything like that there?
No.
Come on, do you know who that is?
No.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
No balloon. No balloon.
Yeah, the balloon just got taken away. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
It's one of the greatest flute players of all time in rock and roll. I'll even get you to a solo if I can while you're doing that. So you can hear this guy play an electric. You know, this, when we were growing up, which was probably about 400 years before you were on the planet, but, you know, the flute was an odd instrument for us to listen to unless it was in a symphony setting, okay? So if you grew up listening to rock and roll, this guy brought the flute into rock and roll and made it cool. And in those days, they didn't have electronics like they would do today. And he was the first to make a flute, an electronic, to come out of the hole into an amplifier. So it was a really big deal, which you guys, you know, just clip on stuff today. Or I'm not sure if they even make an electric flute, but...
They usually just mic it.
He made it cool.
Yeah, he
and
did it.
I'll try to queue up a section for you so you can listen to a little to that, all right? Because I expect you to have it done by next week. Okay. All right, you got something else for us here this morning, Lauren?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So her last excerpt is from the WSMN Selected Studies. It's an excerpt in B minor.
Oh, B minor, of course. Go ahead. That's beautiful. Now that's not so bad if you've got you know, a kid in the house that's playing that. That's really easy on the ears. You know, it's very soothing.
That's true. Do you play the piccolo at all, Lauren?
Yeah, for marching band.
Yeah, the piccolo is a much higher version
Yeah.
of the flute, so sometimes that can pierce a little bit.
Well, you know, there are parents, and a lot of parents be giving their kids Christmas presents this year that have to do with music, and nobody ever interviews a parent and says to them, what do you think should be the first instrument? Because, you know, when anybody's starting off playing anything, it can drive you crazy. I don't suggest a violin or drums. Those are the two things I do not do. Especially violin, unless you got a soundproof basement to throw them into for about 4 months, then bring them upstairs. Because you will get just... That one's not so bad. You are very good at what you do.
Thank you.
And that's a tough instrument. I don't know. You tell me. You know, you could play a guitar and you can play a fiddle or something like that. You can add a little technique to get a different tone out of it. What I want to say is word vibrato. Very easy to do with a fingering of up and down. How do you do it on a flute?
It's dependent on the airflow. So it's like you have to kind of like pulse your air when you breathe through it.
Right. And that's what gives the feeling to the music instead of it just sounding like it's a electronic device
Yeah.
is what you do. And it's very soothing how you play. Very proud of you. You do a great job. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So Lauren Balukonis is the Musician of the Month for the Nashua Community Music School, age 15, 10th grade at Alvern High School in Hudson, New Hampshire. And if you want more information on the Nashua Community Music School, it's www.nashuacms.org. NashuaCMS.org. Lindsay Rinaldi is the executive director. The couple of, again, to the events coming up. There are 2 tonight. Gate City Piano, karaoke. Now, what are you doing? Are you going to sing songs to somebody playing the piano who's playing a song that you might know?
Yeah, so we have this awesome person who comes in. Her name is Elise McDonald. She's a real standout. She used to run Studio 99 here in the Nashua community.
Oh, good. Good to see they're still around.
So a lot of their events have come over to the music school when that went away. And so basically, what she does is you walk in, you say, I want to sing, Blue Skies by Irving Berlin or something like that. And she's like, oh, okay, I know that one. And then she just plays it. It's really quite amazing.
Okay,
she
where's
just
that being
knows
done?
All these tunes. It's in the recital hall at the Nashua Community Music School. It's
all
a $5 donation. It goes towards helping to tune the piano.
And tonight, also at 6:30 which I talked earlier about, there's a big gathering at Greeley Park, and the Trash Talk Percussion Ensemble will be there tonight.
Yeah, at 6:30 p.m. they're performing as part of the Fall Fright Night Festival that the Nashua Parks and Rec Department are putting on.
Lauren, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming in and participating in the Morning Drive show. I'm sure plenty of people were entertained by what you did. Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you the best in the future.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that. All right, let me see if I can fire this up here a little bit to let you hear this on the way out to the break. Now, what's got his flute coming in right away?
Really don't mind if you sit this one out. My words but a whisper, your deafness a shout. I may make you feel, but I can't make you think. Your sperm's in the gutter, your love's in the sink.